Frank Ragnow of your Detroit Lions. You are now tuning into the official new hotness, the One Pride podcast presented by ISN. This is your source for all Detroit Lions news, rumors, pre- and post-game day breakdowns. Go Lions.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Mr. Mike, and today we're here for the One Pride podcast, and we have a fun one for you all tonight. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about some rumors. We're going to talk about Lions versus Jags, and of course, the mailbag segment. This is going to be a fun show. But before we get into the show, we got to do introductions. We have the man who always says, darn it, when he loses in fantasy. That is the Dern. What's going on, Dern?
What's going on? I sure haven't had a lot of luck during fantasy this year, but it's a great day. It's a great day to talk Lions. Game coming up. Surprisingly, no football tonight, so we're here for you guys.
That's right, and forward down the field, where the next guest will not yield, it's Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
What's going on, guys? Man, it's a Thursday. Yeah, it's weird not having any football today, but hey, let's talk Lions ball.
Yes, we're going to talk about some balls, but right now it's not football that's playing on Thursday night. Yeah. And we got Dale Grant, One Pride 2015, E-Dog, TA of Noble Sports, Clayton's Awesome Videos, Darren Man, Kool-Aid and Cornbread, and a man of mine, JVTCHC 420, Joe Mayo, and Frog Crop. Yes, there's some members in here. Make sure that if you want to become a member, hit that join button. Make sure you hit that like really quick before we go straight into this bad boy. And Pat Bluebaugh, what's going on? Welcome. There has been a lot of rumors flying around, specifically when it comes to the quarterback position after the gruesome, nasty injury we seen from Dak Prescott. That was a bad boy. Dak Prescott went down. Now we heard rumors immediately, Dern, about the Detroit Lions. Should they trade Matthew Stafford to the Dallas Cowboys? What do you think about this rumor?
If we lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, the odds of us making the playoffs are very, very slim to none. So people might not like my take, but in my opinion, yes.
Woo!
It is the most logical place for him to go. He was born in Tampa, Florida. He moved to Texas. He went to school in high school in Texas, and I heard that he grew up a Cowboys fan. So what better to trade Stafford to a team that just lost their starting quarterback? They didn't pay him that $40 million. It looked gruesome. You don't know how good he is when he comes back. It just makes total sense all the way around. You give Stafford to his home team. You put a top 5 running back behind him in Ezekiel Elliott, a top 5 offensive line, which he's had hardly here. Those 3 dynamic wide receiver weapons that they have over there, I think he would light it up over there. I don't think they would miss a beat with Dak gone.
Wow, that's interesting. And go ahead.
It just makes sense all the way around. They save money with not signing Dak to $40 million per year because Stafford's like half of that. And they wouldn't miss a beat because I think Stafford has better arm talent than Dak.
Okay.
But Dak can run it more. Sorry, no pun intended.
Okay.
And this isn't to go after Dak or anything, but everything is just lining up to make sense.
Okay. Well, Mark Orem's Forum, what do you think about this? Sending Matthew Stafford to the Dallas Cowboys.
When it first happened, when I saw Dak go down like he did, immediately the fan in me, I guess, or the Lions fan in me was like, hey, Quinn needs to get on the phone immediately. You know, I was kind of being a little bit selfish, not thinking of Dak, but I wasn't trying to be like rude about it or nothing. But I always thought that Stafford was going to go to Dallas. I just didn't think it'd be something like this. And then, like, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, they're going to be okay with Andy Dalton. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jerry Jones. I just hear me out. I know Andy Dalton's no superstar, but like you said, Dern, he's got 3 absolute studs he's throwing to, and a pretty good tight end, and a top 3, top 5 running back.
Yep.
You could have worse. You know what I mean? You could do a lot worse than Andy Dalton. And I don't think Jerry Jones is going to mortgage. I don't think he's going to mortgage the future. I don't think he's going to I don't think he's going to give away a first-round pick, a second-round pick for a guy like Matthew Stafford because of Dalton.
Okay.
I'm all about, like, I'm a huge Stafford guy, but hey, if they do lose to the Jaguars, they have to have a fire sale. And Stafford's got to be one of them. The cap hit's going to be, it's bad though. It's a bad hit. Isn't it pretty bad? Like 18?
So if you
what
want
is it, 18?
to know, you want to know, no, you want to know the dead cap is 39 million, but his salary is around 22 million. So if you subtract that, a little over 20 is the hit that would take if they decided to move on from Matthew Stafford. From a financial standpoint, you'd have to be out of it. Here's the thing. The Lions are, in my opinion, they're not going to trade Matthew Stafford before the trade deadline. Why?
Right.
Because you got to make the playoffs. And guess what? Bob Quinn, I swear to this guy is trying to save his job right now. Him and Pat Matricia.
True.
Why do I not say his real name? Because I don't want to say his name. Pat Matricia. If they lose and we go 1-4, and then they trade away Matthew Stafford, that guarantees he's done. Like, that guarantees there's no way. Like, how could Sheila Ford say, well, they're competitive? There's no excuse.
Well, they're going to be gone. Well, they're going to be gone if they lose to Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. I think
have to be.
If they lose.
Yeah, they won't even have a chance to even trade anybody. They'll be gone on Monday.
We're gonna get into the Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm gonna tell you why Jacksonville is a team that everyone thinks that we're just gonna roll over, and I don't see that happening. I don't see that happen. When it comes to Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, he will not be traded before the trade deadline, just because of the financial standpoint, and you got to win football games. The pressure that Bob Quinn is under and Pat Matricia is a pile of heat. And in my opinion, from that standpoint, it's not going to happen. Now, is it good for the franchise? Is it good for the long haul? Probably. But I'm not in the position that they're in. And so I just got to look at from that standpoint, is what are they going to do? That's kind of, yes, you can go ahead and add on to it.
See, that's where I'm thinking that if they lose to a terrible team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, Matt Patricia won't be fired, but I think Quinn could be. And so, and then he doesn't have a say when the new GM comes in. If they can find one, there's some good candidates out there.
If they fire Bob Quinn and then they keep Matt Patricia, then Pat Patricia comes GM. That would be terrible. I know. That would be our luck. That would be our luck.
Both of those guys are walking off a pier together.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I get that, but I think first.
Yeah. Who
knows? Those two need to be walking. If we lose, and I think we will, I think they'll still stay. I think they still stay. Folks, we will get to the mailbag segment, and that will be at 7:15. 7:15, get your questions ready. Hashtag Lions, we'll get straight into that. If you've not hit that like button, and a couple of you have not done so, please hit that like button and help the algorithm out via YouTube. We're going to get to the second question here, or the second rumor/news. And Hunter Bryant looks like he could make his NFL debut, the undrafted, touted tight end rookie that we got this offseason. He's been injured and possibly could make his debut versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dern, what do you want to see from Mr. Hunter Bryant if he makes his debut versus the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think I was watching some stuff while I was working this morning, and I think I heard like he's on the injury report with a concussion or something like that.
He is.
Which doesn't make sense because he didn't have that before, and then the bye week happened. What happened to him?
He got hurt in practice.
Okay.
Could very, very well be that he could have gotten hurt in practice.
Right.
Yeah, he was limited. I know he was limited yesterday. I'm not too sure about today, but he does have a concussion. I know that for sure.
Right.
So if he plays,
if he does play, I guess I would just pay attention to the snap count. How many is he getting? How many is Jesse James getting? He's not going to be on Hawkinson, that's for sure.
That's fact.
Yeah.
And, we're talking about the snap count. That makes a lot of sense and a fantastic point by the Dern here. Because, in my opinion, we do have the trade deadline coming up. What's going on, Detroit Rage? K. Von Nader, welcome. If I haven't shouted you out, let me know. These are the two, in my opinion, that are kind of battling. Because if Hunter Bryant does well, why do we have Jesse James? Why are we paying money for this tight end? That's not doing that much. Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. If he makes his debut, what are you paying attention to? And what would you tell the subscribers out there to monitor?
Well, yeah, like the Dern said, man, snap count will be big. The one thing that Hunter brings over James is that he's more of a vertical threat. He's more of a chain mover. He doesn't bring much to the blocking game. And I know Patricia and Bevel, they absolutely love guys that can, inline block their tight ends. That's what they like. But he's a guy that you can't sleep on. He could be a guy that can just get you a couple first downs. But he's not going to get – I don't think he's going to get a lot of playing time if he's a go, just like Dern said, man. He's going to be on a minimal snap count, but he's a vertical threat. He's a guy that can line up in the slot. You can move him around. You can move him in the backfield on the H-back. You can just move him all over the line. He's not a guy that you just keep as a specifically, quote unquote tight end. He's a guy that you can use all over the field. And I think he can be a chain mover. I just don't. Can we trust Bevel to use him? That's the thing. They barely use Hawkinson. You think they're going to use a third string tight end? You know what I mean? And I love the kid, man. I think he's great. But we'll see, man. I just have no faith in Bevel using him properly.
I know this is not Detroit Lions related, but breaking news, Le'Veon Bell has just signed with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I knew it.
He has signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. How can the rich continue to get richer, Dern? Talk about this quick.
Well, he stated that he wanted to go play for a contender. I think his three tops were Dolphins, Bills, and Chiefs.
Yep.
Which I thought he was going to go to the Bills because their running back situation's a mess. That's guaranteed for him to play a lot on a good team. Yeah. But like you said, the rich get richer with the Chiefs. That's crazy.
Yeah, the rich get richer and the poor becomes Detroit Lions fans. And that's just kind of the way it is. Detroit Rage saying he thinks he is out. Ragnow, Peterson, Trufant, and I forgot who else is out. I did not hear about the injury report as of yet. But let me know if you have updates on that while we go, because we will instantly talk about that and change trajectory. When it comes to Hunter Bryant, if he is playing, again, snap count, I think that's important, and see what he does versus Jesse James. That would be the number one thing I'm kind of looking for from that facet. Not a whole lot more to add to it. Do you guys believe or did you hear what Jalen Kearse said? I have not heard that, but we will get into the segment again at 7:15 is when we'll start. Here's some other news, and per Pride of Detroit, Detroit Lions confidence is the third worst right now in the NFL. Dern, what does this say to you that the Lions fans' confidence in their team is the third worst in all of the NFL?
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Surprise! Surprise!
Oh, man.
It makes total sense once again, because I think I saw for the first time ever in the NFL 6 games where a team has had double-digit lead and then they lose. They let the other team come back and win. That's crazy. And then you have a defensive-minded guru as your head coach, but once again, it's the bottom 5. So tell me, how are we supposed to have any confidence when this defensive guru can't even have a middle-of-the-pack defense?
Yeah. You know why this see you later, guys. All right, adios, man. Lions fans' confidence this team is 3rd worst. I want to know why it's not 1st worst. Because this is ridiculous watching this team. All they do is lose. And the head of your franchise is Pat Patricia right now, leading us to Victor Toilet. Not victory, to toilet. I can't believe we're that high. 3rd worst? Man.
Yeah.
At least as the Jets fan, you're getting close to Trevor Lawrence. You know? At least as a Giants fan, you got something. I don't even know, but as a Lions fan, what do you got? You got Pat Patricia. Mark Orem, what do you think about this, man?
That's depressing. It's extremely depressing. All it is fans fighting with each other. And I'll admit I'm one of them. I fight online with everybody.
Life of a Lions fan.
So, but life of a Lions fan, brother. And it's just like there's no confidence. There's nothing. Like I even described it. I think I even said it yesterday. I was talking to some guy. I was like, "There's no light down the tunnel. There's nothing. You don't see anything. There's nothing good. There's nothing good down the tunnel. Man, we're already looking at a rebuild. We're already looking at Stafford being gone. We're looking at Marvin Jones being gone. We're looking at players that just are making too much money, not producing. There's no light down the tunnel. Nothing down the pipeline. You know what I mean? It's complete, utter depression. It's bad. And it's bad. And then you got a head coach with these quotes that he comes up with every day. I think he came up with one today about something about being we need to backtrack and get better. Like, what?
I didn't even hear about that.
Backtrack.
You need to backtrack before he was hired as coach?
Like, what do you mean, though? Like, what? This is the things he says. He's almost as bad as Marinelli. Remember when Marinelli would sharpen your shovel and throw your pickaxe? And, like he's kind of like that. He's exactly like that, man. Patricia is literally a clown. He's a clown that you can't take serious anymore, guys. You can't take him serious. And he's going to get his defense is going to get shredded again by the mustache.
By the mustache. And folks, we are going to get into that. If you have not subscribed to any of the members on the panel right now, make sure you subscribe if you're watching live or you watch later. It is in the description. Subscribe to the channel because, again, we're going against the legacy media. And right now, we need to speak our truth so the people in power can hear how frustrated we are as Lions fans because we're the 3rd depressed in all the NFL. And it's frustrating. Week after week, we got to come out. How about this Detroit line? Man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Another interesting thing is Dron Harmon. He came out and he was very, very upset with the performance of the players. He blamed the performance. He said it was not the coaches. He said it's the players. Dern, what do you think about Harmon talking about this?
I think he's partly right because our linebacking core hasn't been able to do anything besides that one Jamie Collins interception and that one really, really good hit from Jared Davis. I haven't seen much from them. I mean, a lot of the players are playing really poor, but then again, this defensive scheme is just garbage in itself.
Yeah.
It's putting all these players in terrible situations so they can't perform in the first place. So I think it's both.
Yeah.
What say you, Mark?
I agree with Dern. It's both. I love that a player comes out and does this though and holds his teammates responsible. I do love that aspect of it, but it is both. The scheme is god awful. The scheme is god awful, and like Dern said, it puts pretty good football players. I think guys like Deron Harmon, Jamie Collins, Shelton, blah, blah, those kind of guys, they're good football players, but the scheme is putting them in bad situations. That's like Dern hit the nail on the head with that, man. That's exactly what it is. And it's good that Harmon did that, though. He's not throwing his coach under the bus. I get it. You know what I mean? He won't do it until he probably leaves. So that's what seems to happen with the Lions players. They leave and then do it. But I like that Harmon pointed his fingers at the players. I do like that. But it's both. It's definitely 100% both.
And you know, shout out to Harmon for not throwing his coaches under the bus. But I will. I'm going to shovel them out. Shovel them out. Matt Patricia, you are to blame for this. You are to blame for this. You told the Gridiron Blitz, I have all the players I want. There's not a mass amount of injuries taking place. This defense has given up 170 yards every game with the rush.
32nd in the league.
170 yards. That's unfathomable to think that a defensive line and a linebacking core could be that hot garbage to give up 170 yards on the ground. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
That should be 50th in the league. How can you rush 3? You had an opportunity, if you feel you didn't have the personnel to get a defensive end, to get another defensive tackle. But no. You kept it. You could have drafted one, and we talked about it. Instead of taking Huntley, you could have got Anai. No. This is on the coaching. Your scheme is not working. It has not worked since day one, and it continues to not work. This scheme is garbage. You're telling me all these players are this bad. I do think there is blame to go with the players. But why is it that we're having players on the field, Tavai's not doing good? Why is that? Why is the players we drafted not doing good? Why is it that we're not playing Julian Akwara? Why is Swift not getting the ball as much as he should be?
Yep.
Why is Okuda coming in after an injury? Unacceptable. Matt Patricia, you take full blame, you and Bob Quinn. Good job, Harmon, saying yes, it's the player. But nah, I'm going directly at the top. Directly at Sheila Ford, directly at Bob Quinn, directly at Matt Patricia for this dumpster fire that is taking place. Pennicini is getting more playing time, I think, right now. Think about this. A 6th-round draft pick is getting more playing time right now than our 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick who hasn't seen the field yet. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is utter incompetence and ridiculousness that these individuals at the top has given us for this year. How do you lose when you're up by 17? How do you do 30-some points unanswered? Who is that on? That's on coaching staff. They're in charge. You're taking the blame. And you best not say you have a whole lot of work to do since Jim Caldwell was here, because that was not the case. We were 9-7, and now we're 10-25-1 since, Dern.
Yep.
And it's ridiculous, folks.
It's terrible, man.
It's ridiculous. But now we're getting into the show where we let off all the information on the rumors and news, and we're going to talk about matchups for our beloved Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, because we have to move past the past and go to the forward. But before you do that, make sure you hit the notifications bell. Why do you want to hit the notifications bell? Because I drop videos every single day, do live shows like today, and on Sunday, Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars, live watch party, where I do play-by-play. I talk about the highlights. I talk about what's taking place, and it's absolutely fun to be there. It's very informational, and if you want to know about the X's and O's, come on down. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Let's talk about now the Detroit Lions offense versus the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, Dern. What is situational football you want to see for these matchups coming forward?
Well, just like last time, like 2 weeks ago when we were on, the Jaguars defense, like the Saints, are really bad versus the tight end. You would think that they'd be throwing to Hawkinson a lot more, because when they do, he makes a big play. He catches almost every single thing that goes his way. I agree with the chat. I think Swift needs to see the ball more.
Yes.
They're only using him like a Theo Riddick, which I think he's much better. Our offensive line is producing pretty good running lanes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he can thrive. We need to run the ball more. It's just plain and simple. They don't have that great of a defense, in my opinion.
No.
You can pass the ball really well on them.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah.
I was watching the fantasy footballers, and they said Stafford's the starting quarterback of the week because they're that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Over Kirk Cousins versus Atlanta Falcons, which I think they're really bad too. But Stafford should rewrite the ship and get it going this week.
Okay, so you're talking about Stafford has the advantage for the middle of the field targeting using tight ends. So we need to see a lot of TJ Hockenson. We need to see a lot of Jesse James exploit the middle of the field versus the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Mark, what say you? What is a key matchup you're looking for? A Lions offense versus the Jaguars defense?
I'm looking for, like Dern said, I'm looking for Stafford to eat big time. I'm looking for these wide receivers to finally prove why they were ranked so high at the beginning of the year. Why Golladay and Marvin Jones were supposed to be this crazy good duo. You're going up against a pretty bad secondary. You are. They give up a ton of yards and points. They do. They're one of the worst defenses in the league, believe it or not. Overall, they're worse than us, if you can believe that. Overall, they're like ranked 30th, and like we're like 28th overall. But against the pass, they are terrible. They can't cover wide receivers, tight ends. I want to see Marvin Jones finally show up to a football game.
Yes.
This is his coming out party.
Yes.
This week. If he can't do it this week, I don't know when he's going to do it, because Stafford should be having this should be a field day, because they have a couple guys that can get to the quarterback, but they got some injuries going on. But that secondary is extremely weak in Jacksonville. Stafford, Marvin Jones, Golladay, Amendola, Hawk, they should all be able to exploit that secondary, because they just can't cover anybody. They can't. They give up a lot of points, just like we do. They're just below us, actually. I think they give up like 29 something points a game as a defense. So we should be exploiting that secondary. I'm looking for Stafford and the wide receivers to eat all day. That's what I want to see, especially Marvin Jones.
Ote Champ, he is a Saints fan. In 15 minutes, we're going to go to you guys for questions. And guess what? You don't have to be a Lions fan. You can talk about the Saints, you can talk about whatever. And we will go to you. John Kapler, what's going on? I'll check that out after the matchup that I'm paying attention to. And I want to caution people here, because there's two linebackers, defensive players that's very good from the Jacksonville Jaguars, one being Myles Jack. Yeah. Myles Jack has 37 tackles, in his battle buddy as 38 tackles. 38 tackles. Guess what? Those two as beaten us in tackles for our whole linebacking core and defensive line. So he need to be cautious when it comes to Matthew Stafford exploiting the middle and throwing to the tight end. He needs to stand in the pocket and not throw off his back foot, because guess what, folks? If he doesn't do that, we can get turnovers, and they can get turnovers. Just because we're getting these yards on these guys, it doesn't mean we can't be cautious, because if Matthew Stafford throws errant throws, we will get turnovers, because these guys can ball out. They do have a weak secondary. That is, again, something that I noticed. And I do believe Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones Jr. will get theirs. But Marvin Jones Jr. needs to show up. TJ Hockenson, Danny Amendola. Those are the two guys that you're probably going to see get the most targets today. And DeAndre Swift out of the backfield, if they use him consistently like we've seen as somewhat of a wide receiver. That's what I want to see, is them target. But I want to see Matthew Stafford. Don't do errant throws. Be cautious, because if you turn the ball over like you have done in the past, we're going to lose football games, and that's #facts. And
for you too.
Yes, go ahead.
If Jones does not play well this week, do you put Cephas in over him from now on?
If I would like to see the film first to see if he's getting separation, because It may be the fact that maybe Matthew Stafford's not seeing him. So if he does not get a lot of touches, I will go into the film to see, is he getting separation at the line of scrimmage? Is he getting separation past the defender? Is this a Marvin Jones Jr. issue, or is this a Matthew Stafford issue? Mm-hmm. That is a fantastic question, and that is something that I am going to jump into as soon as I get reminded to. So yes, this is something we have to look at. And it's interestingly enough, because he has been part of trade discussions. His amount is around a little over $9 million right now for his contract for the Detroit Lions. However, the dead cap hit is a little over $1 million. So not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions defense versus the Jacksonville Jaguars offense. Mark Oram from Oram's Forum. What is a key matchup you're wanting to see for the great Detroit Lions defense that just stops everybody versus the Jacksonville Jaguars offense?
Man, I want to see our defense. I want to see our defensive line and our linebackers step up, like Dern has said too. I'll piggyback off what Dern said earlier. Linebackers aren't doing squat. They're not stopping the run. And Jacksonville has a pretty good running back in James Robinson. Undrafted kid, came out of nowhere. Yes. I don't know where.
333 yards.
Yeah, I don't know where this kid came from, but he's a pretty good running back. He runs really hard, catches the ball well in the backfield. I don't know who's going to be able to cover him. Jamie Collins, okay, I hope. But I want to see this D-line stop the run, because if you can stop the run, you should be able to succeed in the pass. The one thing that we have been doing well as a defense, believe it or not, is we have been okay with stopping the pass. But I think it leads to is that teams don't really pass a lot on us. If you notice that, they don't have to. They don't have to, because they run the ball down our throats. They literally just pineapple the ball right down our throats. They don't even you don't have to throw against us.
No.
So I want to see our defense force Minshew to throw the ball a lot, because I like Minshew as a quarterback. He's a gamer. I mean, he's got that swagger. But if he gets into a bad habit of throwing a lot, he makes a lot of mistakes. He can make a lot of mistakes. So stop James Robinson, D-line linebackers, make Minshew throw. That's what I want to see. They do have some good wide receivers, though, but they got guys banged up. DJ Chark is banged up, who's probably not playing. Keelan Cole's pretty good. He's a touchdown guy, kind of fast. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so make him throw. Stop the run, make him throw.
This offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars is a little bit underrated. You're not seeing a whole lot of talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars offense, but if you have not seen the matchup, my video, Lions versus Jaguars, make sure you check that out. Minshew right now has got 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,400 and some yards. Their running back has 333 yards rushing, over 4 yards a carry. I am starting him on my fantasy league, and I expect if you guys have a chance to get him, do that as well. Yeah. Laviska Shenault is their wide receiver. He is very good. He's good at separation, and he's showing out. So we need to pay attention to that. But Dern, what is a key matchup that you're looking for the Detroit Lions defense versus the offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, I'm looking at their injury report right now, and Tyler Eifert, their tight end, has a neck issue, and he did not practice again. Yeah. DJ Chark has an ankle issue. He did not practice. Laviska Shenault did not practice yesterday, and he was limited today. I don't think those guys are playing this week. So once again, we might be facing a beat-up offense. So we need to take advantage of it. We couldn't do it against the Saints, and Brandon Linder, their offensive lineman, did not practice yesterday, but he practiced today, so you don't know if he's going to play. Minshew is not that good when he's getting pressure in his face. We need to blitz him. If we want to create turnovers, like we did a couple of weeks ago, we need to pressure the quarterback. Akwara should have a decent game, stop overrunning the quarterback and just bring him down. Use Jared Davis.
Yeah.
Use him. He's the fastest linebacker we have. Take Christian Jones out. I think I heard he was hurt anyway. So we just need to stop that run first and foremost.
Yes, first and foremost is stopping the run. Our defense is horrible against the run. They got a very good running back who is lighting it up. Again, 333 yards. He's got more than our running backs do. That's sad. I think that Minshew is a little bit underrated because he can roll out as well, and that is something we're terrible at when we rush 3 and the quarterback just stands there and then he can go out and gain a first down like we've seen throughout the year so far and throughout last year. When it comes to a player to watch for, if Laviska Shenault is playing, I have a feeling he's going to play. We need to make sure he's locked down because he's actually doing very well as a young wide receiver. That's someone you have to watch out for. And their running back and obviously Gardner Minshew. They can put up points and they can put up yards. And we have seen this through the Detroit Lions defense. The linebacking core has absolutely been atrocious, and this defensive line has been atrocious. If they continue to run the football, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do play action, roll out. And that's what we don't want to see against this defense. And I have a feeling it's going to hurt us. Now, we're going to get into again, in 9 minutes, we're going to go to you guys for questions. It's the mailbag segment where you guys run the show. Again, if you want to ask us questions, hashtag Lions, or if you're a Saints fan like OT, do hashtag Saints. That's perfectly fine, and we'll get to your question there. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about prediction for the game, Dern. What is your prediction for the Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars?
You know, once again, I think we should be able to win this game. It's a very winnable game. I thought we should have played much better versus the Saints because they were a beat-up team. Mm-hmm. I think it's a high-scoring game. I will go 33-27 Lions.
Wow. Woo-wee, man. A little bit higher than I thought, but that's okay. That's okay. What do you think Stafford's going to get? Do you think he's going to get 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 touchdowns? What do you got for Stafford?
3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 fumble.
Oh, fumble. Has he fumbled this year? I don't think so. No. Okay, so his first fumble of the year.
I think we got it back.
Yeah,
okay,
I think he lost one, but he got it back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark Orem from Orem's Forum prediction for this game: Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars. We're coming off the bye week, and what do you think?
Yeah, man, I've been mulling over this in my brain for the past few days now, man. I can't wait to do my video on it on the preview with this because I'm really stuck on what I think it's going to be a shootout, like Dern says, and
okay.
I like the fact that, well, not like the fact, but there's a couple big injuries. It looks like that Jacksonville might have a couple starters out, but we already seen what that doesn't matter though against New Orleans. But they got some key guys I think that are going to be hurting them. I still think it's going to be a shootout. I'm going to take the Lions in this one. I'm going to say the Lions. I'm going to go 37-31. I'm going to say it's going to be it's going to be a shootout, man, at the OK Corral, but in Duval. You know what I mean?
What do you guys think in the comment section?
Yeah.
Let me know. Give a prediction. Do a score prediction. Do you think the Detroit Lions are going to do it? Do hashtag Lions with the record? Do you think that the Jacksonville Jaguars would get the win? Both teams are losing teams. You got 1-4 Jacksonville, 1-3 Detroit Lions. So let me know in the comment section. I'm curious to see what you guys say. And if you're watching this after the fact, throw a comment down with the score of the game. Go ahead, throw it in there. Let's turn this into a forum. I'm not taking it from Orem, but I like to make my channel a conversation so we get into it as a fan base, because why not? It's been a long year already, so let's talk about and have some fun doing so. For me, if you've seen my Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars video, you already know what I predict here. And so when it comes to this game, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Detroit Lions are going to score, I believe I had 19 points and Jacksonville Jaguars 23. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game 23-19. We cannot stop the run, and I think that they are going to run the football, and it's going to be a fast game in a sense that the clock's going to get eaten up quick via run. I think that Minshew is going to get a couple touchdowns, and it's going to be one of those games where we're going to come back and say, we lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Terrible, terrible, terrible for us. But with Myles Jack, I think that you're going to see Matthew Stafford turn the ball over one time with an interception. It's going to be one of those games where the defense can't stop it. We're all frustrated, and the Lions lose 19-23.
Oof.
I think Matthew Stafford will throw a touchdown and an interception. I think that the defense is going to have a good 160 to 180 yards rushing on them, and it's going to be a long game where we are frustrated.
Yeah.
For the Detroit Lions. Let's see here. I got the folks saying 4-12 for the record of the Detroit Lions, 38-17 Frog Crops, the Lions with a big time win, 27-21 Lions. If you don't want to put a score in there, put L for Lions or J for Jags. Right now, I am the only one on the panel saying the Lions are going to lose, and the other two folks saying the Lions are going to be victorious. What is the occurrence, the headline, Mark, if the Detroit Lions lose this game?
Oh. What's going to be the headline in the paper?
Yes.
If the Lions lose this game?
Yes.
Oh. Don't let Matt get on the plane. That's what it should. Matt Patricia doesn't make it to the plane. That should be the headline. Bro, if the Lions score, like you say, if they score 19 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars, everybody's got to go then. Everybody's got to go, man. That's even Stafford going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's no excuse for that, man. They shouldn't lose this game, but we are the Lions, right? That's what we are. That's what we're known for, man, is just losing games we're not supposed to win. You know what I mean? And winning games we're supposed to lose. The opposite. It's always opposite, man, back and forth.
Please not spam in the comment section because I get questions from you guys, and in 3 minutes the questions will go to you, and we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Hashtag Lions. I see Audie's in there. He's a Jaguars fan. Do hashtag Jaguars. It doesn't even have to be about this game. It could be about your team. Whatever. This is the forum goes to you. Headline for the game, Dern, if the Detroit Lions win the game.
Oh, if we win. Okay.
Yeah.
Darn, I was hoping to do the other one.
I will go to you after that, too. We'll go to you. We got a couple minutes.
Okay. If we win, it will be Lions almost lose in Lions fashion, but get the win.
Okay. So, you know what the headline will be for me? We just got away from the first pick in the draft, and there's going to be a lot of fans angry about it. Same old Lions. Okay, if the Lions lose the game, Dern, headline.
Bob Quinn fired.
Whoa!
Wow. The game you have to win.
Wow.
For him to keep his job.
Wow. That's intense, man.
This is where I draw the line, man. There's no reason why we lose this game.
Okay. Okay. Headline if we win, Mark.
Headline if we win?
Correct.
It'll be saved. That's what it'll be. Patricia and Quinn still have jobs.
Okay.
Saved. Big capital letters saved right underneath. Patricia, Quinn still retained their jobs.
Headline, I agree with you, saved. In the YouTube community, the Detroit Lions have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. We explode the fan base, say everything's back on.
Might as well.
It's going to be world savers, this, that, and the other. Okay, folks, it is your time. If you've not hit that like button, and there's 44 in the chat, hit that like button. Let's get it to 50. I think we can do that. So make sure you smash that like button. Now we go to you. Hashtag Lions or hashtag whatever team you support. You guys run the show for the next 30 minutes. It's all about you and talking our NFL, what we love to talk about. Kayvon says, do you guys think the Lions will draft a quarterback in the first round, Dern?
It all depends. Who is the coach that we're going to hire at the end of the season? Do we trade Stafford? If we don't trade Stafford and we get another defensive-minded guy, then I don't think so.
Okay.
But say, even if we don't trade Stafford and we get a guy like Bieniemy, I think he's going to want to groom his own guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do take a quarterback depending on the head coach. Okay.
Depending on head coach and spot, obviously.
Okay, Mark Orm from Orm's Forum.
Yeah,
Do you think the Detroit Lions take a first-round quarterback?
Well, I'm going the same route. It just all depends where we're at. All
Yeah.
depends if we're like top 3. For top 3, I think we do. If we're not, no, we won't. And if we're top 3, we're obviously going to have a new coach. We're going to probably have a new GM. It's going to be all that, right? So there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs in that question. It's kind of a loaded question. So top 3, 100% we will. Out of the top 5, we won't. We won't. No. So.
We will take a quarterback in the first round. That's my prediction right there. We're taking a quarterback in the first round. I think the Detroit Lions are going to be a top 5 draft pick. I've already predicted they have a chance to be in Trevor Lawrence's spot or Trey Lance, Justin Fields. But I do believe I do believe Bob Quinn will be fired and Matt Patricia will be gone. In my opinion, you're going to have a whole new regime. They're going to take that quarterback and start over. XX Zippy says, hashtag Lions, what do you think the record will be by the end of the season? Darn. I like this question.
It depends on how we do this next 4-game stretch.
Okay.
I'm going to say probably 6-10, maybe.
Okay, 6-10.
I don't have high aspirations for this team.
That's pretty high. Mark Orem from Orem's Forum, what do you think, man? What's the record going to be for our Detroit Lions?
Well, I got lower than you, Dern. So I'm going to say 3-13, 4-12 at the best.
Okay. 4-12 and 3-13.
Yeah.
I say the Detroit Lions go 2 wins this year. I think the Lions will go 2-14, and they will be a top 3 draft pick. I think we still have a shot at Trevor Lawrence. I think the Detroit Lions are going to lose to Jacksonville and the Atlanta Falcons, and that's going to really help that cause there. Hashtag Lions from West Branchville. It says Alabama head coach Nick Saban tests positive for corona just 2 days before number 2 Georgia at number 3 Alabama game. That's terrible news.
Yeah, man.
First off, terrible news.
That's bad news for
Nick.
Nick.
Is it confirmed or is it asymptomatic?
It's I think it's confirmed. I think
prayers for them because he's older. And this doesn't even talk. I don't even want to talk about the game and the fact that he's got that. It's going to be a great game regardless, but prayers to him because when you're older and you get the coronavirus, you're more susceptible to get a long-term injury and or death. We've seen it. So prayers out to him. That's going to be a great game, by the way. Are you guys excited to watch this game? Some college football here, number 2 versus 3. I am.
For sure.
I'm absolutely ecstatic about it, and I do think Georgia will get the win, though, by the way. I think Georgia will get the win.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice, man.
Let's see here. Hashtag Lions. Realistically, what are the chances the Lions snagging Urban Meyer as future coach? My realistic chance is not because he had health issues, and I think that's why he got out of coaching, Dern.
Yep, I agree. I think it's very slim to none.
Okay, he says slim to none. What say you, Mark Orem from Orem's Forum?
Yeah, same here, man. Like a 1% chance, man. He's happy doing college game day with his boys, man, talking about college football in the studio, man. I don't think he's in no hurry to come back to coaching.
Here is a question from AF Fragile. It says, trade Marvin Jones or Amendola for Tampa Bay's Vita Vea. Vita Vea just broke his did he just break his leg?
He broke his leg. He can't be traded.
Yeah, he cannot be traded because Vita Vea is no longer playing right now. He's placed on the IR.
If he was healthy, I'd give you both of them.
Yeah. Well, Vita Vea is a monster.
Because he's a force, man.
Yeah.
He's a force. It's a bad injury he took, man. That was a huge loss by them, man. Bruce Arians took that one to heart. I remember I seen him do an interview after he hurt himself, and he was pretty shook about him being done for the year.
The general view, hashtag Lions. I predict we go 9-7, miss the playoffs, and Sheila fires Bob Quinn with his own 9-7 is not good enough line. Well, that is a good record for you, the general view. I think if they went 9-7, they're not going to get fired. But I don't see them going 9-7. What say you? If they go 9-7, Mark, do you see that Sheila pulls the plug?
And they miss the playoffs?
Yeah, miss the playoffs at 9-7.
Well, I don't know how Sheila acts. Like Sheila's supposed to be different. She's supposed to be different. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I say miss the playoffs. I'm thinking they're gone. But 9 wins. Woof. Who are they beating? What?
Dern,
No way.
if they go 9-7 and miss the playoffs, do you think they fire Bob Quinn and Pat Matricia?
No, because they said they only had to contend for the playoffs and not actually make it, which if they do, I'm probably going to lose my mind because we're going to have to go through this again
Yeah.
and again. And I don't think this fan base can take it anymore.
No. Yeah, that would be nice to go 9-7 because starting out 1-3 to go 9-7 would be a turnaround.
It'd be great.
It'd be epic.
Nice, now, but to go through all of this again would be a travesty.
Now, let's see. Keith says #Bears is a Bears fan. Who wins Sunday? Bears versus Panthers. Good game coming up here. And Chicago Bears. I think the Chicago Bears are an I underestimated this team. The defense is there. Nick Foles is doing just good enough. I think the Chicago Bears win it and are looking like a team to be reckoned with. That defense. Did you see that hit that I think is Fuller did on the running back? Oh, my God.
That was awesome.
That was a beast hit.
Did you see Mac armbar that lineman?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. That was great.
So I have the Bears winning and being a contender. So what do you got, Darren? Do you think the Bears going to pull off the dub?
That's a really good game. They're about the same. I think they're about the same for strength. I think the Bears defense is a little better, but I like the Panthers offense way better.
Yeah.
Foles is just a slight upgrade over Trubisky. I'm sorry if you don't like my take, but the Bears are also susceptible to the run game. They're not nearly as good this year versus the run. I think their record doesn't tell who they are. I think they've been extremely lucky. Like versus us, they should have lost. I don't think coming back almost every single game is very sustainable. So, but I think their defense is really good. I'm still going to take the Panthers in this one.
Okay, Panthers. What's the score? What do you think the score would be? Because that's the next question you put up here.
Let's go 2014 Panthers.
2014. Okay. Let's see. #Lions. If the Lions get the first round pick, do we take Trevor Lawrence? Get the first overall pick? Yes.
Yeah.
If you get the first overall pick,
100%.
As soon as the season's over, you might as well sign him to a contract.
That's it.
Right.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
He's going to Detroit. He's the first overall pick in this draft, whoever is picking first.
The only way he does not is if someone like trades almost their entire draft plus future for him.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, General View says it was a joke. Hey,
yeah, I know.
Hey, that's actually good. That's actually a good question, though. It really was.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
If the Lions get the first overall pick, they trade Trevor Lawrence. Mark, I say yes. And let's add to this. Do they trade Stafford or do they keep Stafford?
Well, I think you keep him around. You keep him around for a bit. If you can get something good for him, then do it. But I just don't know what you're going to get for a 32-year-old quarterback, man, with a messed up back. I would like to see Trevor Lawrence if we can get him. I'd like to see him under Stafford for a year. I'm cool with that. I'm completely fine with that, man. I have no problem him sitting there and just learning the game. You know what I mean? Just learning the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is obviously a quick study. The guy looks like an NFL quarterback already. He's looked like that for 2 years. So it's not like he's going to be a long study. But if you can get something for Stafford, though, do it. But if not, keep him, man. Keep him around. Why not?
Are the Lions going to be buyers or sellers? This is a question that I have, for the trade deadline. Are the Detroit Lions going to, because we've been active. Bob Quinn's always been active. We either, we're trading players, Golden Tate, Diggs, or we get in a Snacks Harrison. Are the Lions going to be buyers or sellers?
I think it all depends on if we win this weekend. If we lose this weekend, we're definitely going to be sellers.
Okay. I agree with you. I think if we lose this weekend, the next GM will be a seller before the trade deadline, whoever that is. Hopefully it's not Bob Quinn. I'm not 100% sure. But, hey, what's going on, Marcus Wills? Welcome. This is – you guys run the show now. Hashtag Lions, hashtag whatever team you are a fan of. Ask us questions. I don't care if you're not a Lions fan. This is all about you guys. Lions, are they buyers and sellers? Mark Orem from Orem's Forum.
Definitely sellers, man. We're in no position to be a team that can be buying players and get rid of draft capital. We're in no position to do that. So we would have to get draft capital, try and acquire picks. So definitely sellers, guys. Definitely sellers.
If the Detroit Lions win on Sunday, I think they'll be buyers. And here there's a individual you want to look out for, maybe a Ryan Kerrigan, a player like that from the Washington football team. I think that they could be a individual you can look for. If the Lions lose, I'd look for Marvin Jones to be a potential candidate, and maybe Kerion Johnson to be a candidate to be traded. We don't know the status of Bo Scarborough, but keep those in mind as well. So trading Matthew Stafford. Would you trade Matthew Stafford in the offseason if the Lions are a top 5 draft pick, Dern?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it depends what you're going to get for him.
Yeah. Okay. First round pick.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
He's gone for a first rounder. And how high are they picking, by the way?
Top 5.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Okay. Mark, what say you, man?
I'm the same. If we're a top 5 pick and we're getting back a first round pick as well for Stafford, I'm running to that phone and accepting it. Yeah, 100% to get rid of him. And I'm a Stafford guy, man. It's time to go. Yeah.
Keith says, hashtag Lions. From a Bears fan, when will the Lions fans have enough of looking forward to the draft? As a Bears fan, I never worry about being the 4th when we suck and have a down year. As a Lions fan, we have sucked for so long.
That's all we got.
Long. That's all we got. We always we're always in the top 10 every year. And so we have to consistently, for us to be sane, we have something to look forward to, because the season always falls apart. The draft is something you can always look forward to and talk about as a content creator. I mean, the season seems to always be gone. I have to give you guys content. What is the one thing the Lions are always good at? The NFL draft and being a top pick in that draft. So I'm always looking at it. TA Noble Sports does the same thing. So if you like draft content, subscribe to TA, subscribe to me. And I know Mark Orem of Orem's Forum does draft as well. Guess what? If the season continues the way it is, my draft prospects will be coming out by week 8. That's when I will start it. I started last year at week 8, and I will start it again this year. I've already done some folks I've been looking at.
Yep.
Paying a little bit of attention to, looking at that film, getting ready to drop that content, but I'm not there just yet. I want to see if the Lions can turn this thing around, and we will see. We will see. If you got questions, hashtag Lions, hashtag the fan base. If you've not hit that like button, smash that like button. There's 51 in the chat with only 33 likes. Let's get the likes up, and that helps bring the content out and get this thing a lack. And I think the season is still too young. Yes, it is still too young. I'm not going to drop a draft video until after week 8. Then I'll really start talking about it. Let's see. Hashtag Lions. We are starting off 6-4. Look at the schedule. If the Lions are 6-4, Darren, man, shout out to you. You're Darren Stradamus. That would be fantastic. If they could turn this thing around and go 6-4, I will be happy. Dern, if the Lions turn it around and go 6-4, how are you feeling?
Well, first of all, great name. Gotcha.
Yeah.
If they turn it around, I will be very, very shocked.
Okay.
How do we look between these games? At 6-4, it's going to start looking pretty good. If we could actually do that, that puts us into at least maybe that last playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep going, at least in contention. So I will just be very shocked if we start having more wins than losses pretty soon.
Okay. What about you, Mark? Would you be shocked as well?
I'd be blown away. I'd be totally blown away if we all of a sudden ended up being 6-4 with 6 games to go.
I'd love it.
I would love it. I would love it. I just don't see it. I love Lions fans and I love our optimism and stuff like that, but we don't have the right or anything like that to be saying, look at the schedule.
Yeah.
We're not a good football team. We're not good enough to say that, guys. We're not. Every game is a must win for us. And every game is not easy. It doesn't matter that we're playing the 1-4 or 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We're not a good team. We can't say that, man. But if we can go 6-4, hey, man, let's go on a run. Let's do something then. Do something with it. Then you got to win at least 3 more games probably to get in that last playoff spot, right? I'm assuming 9-7 get you in, probably because of the extra spot. So, yeah, I'm all for it, man. But come on, guys, we got to be a little bit more realistic, just a bit.
Marcus Will says Justin Fields or Trey Lance. I can tell you right now, I have not looked at the tape of Justin Fields as much as I have with Trey Lance. I have looked at Trey Lance thanks to TA Noble Sports. He told me to look at it. I looked at it. It depends who our coach is. If we get an Eric Bieniemy, take Trey Lance, because I think that Trey Lance could be what TA believes as well, is he could be a Patrick Mahomes. He's got that rollout ability. I still want to see his accuracy. I want to see him more. I'm going to have to look at previous tape because you can't look at this last game that they did, the only game that they're doing for the season. So I want to see a little bit more. But Dern, if you have a choice, Trey Lance or Justin Fields, who you taking?
Well, I guess I'm a little bit biased on this pick, but I'm going to choose Trey Lance for 2 reasons. One, he was born in my hometown.
Okay.
And 2,
Yeah.
I do not trust Ohio State quarterbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was the last Ohio State quarterback that came into the league and was actually good? It's been a very long time.
I can't remember.
What say you? Have you looked into Trey Lance or Justin Fields at all yet, Mark?
I'm more of a Trey Lance guy. I haven't looked at crazy the videos yet, but I've watched games of them both, and I like Trey Lance's upside a lot better. He's got that it factor. He just looks like the guy that's got that it factor. He's still a bit raw. He will need some help. He will need some help. He'd probably be a guy that you have to sit 100% sit, not like a Trevor Lawrence who you could play, but you could sit him too as well. But yeah, Trey Lance. Yeah, I'm a Trey Lance over Justin Fields. I love his upside.
Yes, and I like the rollout ability. And guess what? I said everyone said that you don't take Justin Herbert. He's not going to be a good quarterback. Dun 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 dun! I've been praising this guy the whole time. I said I'd have took him with that 5th pick. And it's all those people that dogged. I swear, man, because I'm an Oregon Duck fan. I seen him play, and it was nice. I see we got 52 in the building. Let's get 50 likes. We're at 35. Can we get to 50? Let's get to 50. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. King James says, #trade. If we're not going to resign Galladay, would you swap him for Quinnen Williams, Dern?
Oof. Oh, man, that's a very good question, and yes, I would.
Okay.
It is a lot harder to find a really good defensive tackle than it is to find a wide receiver. There's a lot of really good wide receivers coming out of this year's draft again, but I don't think there's nearly as many good defensive tackles.
The question would be, if you're not going to re-sign him, can you get a good enough defensive tackle with a compensatory third round pick? I would say no. So I would take the trade because you're not going to get that good of a defensive tackle because he's going to get a compensatory. You'd get a third round pick. What say you, Mark?
I'd do the deal, like for sure, man, because Quinnen Williams is a beast, man. He's a beast on a really bad football team. And if you're going to lose Kenny Galladay, hey, I'd like to lose him to gain a Q-dub, man, because that kid's a good football player, man. And he's rotten in New York. So yeah, why not bring him over, man? It'd be nice.
Alexander, now this is kind of goes with this. What are you going to do if the Lions do not re-sign Kenny Galladay, Dern? What are you going to do if they just let him walk? Or franchise tag him?
I hope they don't franchise tag him. It would be
a lot of money.
Yeah, it would be a lot of money. I don't like to pay wide receivers unless they're Calvin Johnson that much money, because he's going to want probably top 8, top 5 money. So in a way, I don't want to, but I really like the guy too. He's really good. He was a diamond in the rough for us in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
One of the very few picks that I really like from Quinn.
Yes.
But it's just really hard to pay a wide receiver that much money when we could use that money elsewhere to make us even better.
Ryan, first off, Legendary Sportscast, welcome, bro. Welcome, Scott West, Kool-Aid and Cornbread. Ryan says, I'm a Lions fan living in Florida. Lucky. It's nice there. I will be at the game on Sunday. Any request for things for me to yell at Patricia on the sideline? Many things. Right now, it's words that I can't say. It starts with F's. Win! Just say, win the game. God. And if we don't win, there's a lot of words I like you to say, and I can't say it on here, but you can kind of get the drift.
Ask him why. Just yell at him why. Why? Just see what he says, man. Just why. That's it, man.
Kool-Aid Cornbread says, hashtag Lions. When will the Lions finally have Swift take the bulk of the carries? This is 100% great question, and I am so frustrated by not seeing DeAndre Swift run the football more. You draft this guy early in the 2nd round, and he's not on the field running the football. This is ridiculous. We've seen it with Kansas City. They're playing their rookie running back. We're seeing it with Dobbins with the Baltimore Ravens. Why is DeAndre Swift, the young playmaking running back, not running the football more? When are we going to see it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I got it.
But I can tell you right now, I am frustrated beyond belief with this, Dern.
I think you won't see it until we're out of playoff contention. And then there's no reason to play Adrian Peterson.
That's sick, because he can really help us win. That is so sick. He's talented.
Truth.
You think so?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think Peterson came here for one thing and one thing only, man, just to get numbers. And I think you start sitting Peterson, he's gonna cause a stink.
Let him.
I know, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, man, that guy turned down Kansas City, to come here.
Right.
Adrian Peterson. So we all know what his agenda is.
Yeah.
He does not want to win. He doesn't care about winning. That's done. It's all about numbers for Peterson. And then if you start sitting him, he'll just cause a problem, I think. I don't know. But you could be right there. You could be right, buddy.
Keith says, hashtag Lions Bears fan, if the Lions win the next 2 games and go 3-3, do you think the Lions can make a run, or do you think the Lions can challenge either the Bears or the Packers from the North? No, I think the Bears and the Packers are going to own the North. Yep. I think the Packers are really talented, and I think the Chicago Bears has just got a better defense. You win with defense. I mean, how many times have we said this here? You win by running the football and playing good defense. The Lions' defense is bad. If we go 3-3, I think there is a chance to make a playoff push because a lot of NFC teams are bad. I mean, you look at the Dallas Cowboys. They just lost Dak Prescott. The Philadelphia Eagles are bad. The New York Giants are bad. I mean, there's a lot of bad football teams out there. So it's possible. I'm still saying, it's less likely. But 3-3, you do have a chance. Dern.
Yeah.
I don't think we challenge them at all.
Yeah.
Not the way we've been playing, not the way our coaches have tried to change what they're trying to do during the game when things start to go wrong. They don't change it up very well. We always seem to fall apart.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that, Mark Orem from Orem's Forum?
Yeah, like I totally agree. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is playing like a man possessed, man, right now. And all it took was a quarterback to be drafted. And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing because he's got a kid looking over his shoulder at him now. So I think that really motivated him. So we're not going to touch the Pack. We're not going to touch them. They're playing good ball. And Chicago, they're kind of opportunistic right now. They're coming back from games and stuff like that. We don't have that in us right now. So, no, we're not going to make any noise towards the Packer or the Bears.
Darren Mann says, is it just me or when you're watching football during the holiday season, it hits different? Yes, because we're watching from the sideline. We're never in it. We're already looking for, okay, where's the Lions going to draft? If this team loses, then Lions go ahead of this team in the NFL draft. So, yes, I know that feeling. Otay Chap says, will the Saints be a top-tier team with the return of Thomas? They're going to be a team. Yeah, they're a good team. I know a lot of people's not giving them some credit. I mean, because they think Drew Brees is kind of on the downfall, but I think they're a playoff team. And if you get in the dance, you can win anything. We've seen it before. So it kind of depends on the referees as well. The referees seem to kind of screw the New Orleans Saints more than most teams, kind of like the Lions fans there. But yeah, I mean, but you're still going to be contending. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got some other good teams out there. The Green Bay Packers, the obviously the Chicago Bears, and the Los Angeles Rams are pretty good. And Seattle Seahawks are very good. So, I mean, you're looking at teams there. But, yeah, I think they're going to make the playoffs for sure. What is your thoughts on Tony Dungy as a GM? My number one option is Louis Riddick as GM and Ryan Day as head coach. First off, that would be fantastic.
That's nice.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day, no pun intended. But if you could get Riddick or as Day as coach, I think that would be a good combination. And Tony Dungy, I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that, but he is a Detroit guy. I think that would be a better option than what we got. I think that he's solid at talent evaluation, Durham.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Right. I think he's pretty good, but I don't know if he would take a Lions job.
Yeah, I don't know either.
My number one hope, but I know it's not going to happen. I've said it before. Try to get Peyton Manning as your GM. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what you need to do to build a team. I know it's not going to happen. I know I've heard a name like Daniel Jeremiah is one of them, which it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be what was another one that I heard?
Micro Mike. I'll take that.
Micro Mike is a new GM.
Yeah, you'd be drafting some defense.
That's it, buddy.
The assistant GM from the Browns that is the Packers GM's son. He's been doing a pretty good job there. I think he could be a nice candidate.
I would look for, if I'm looking for individuals to look at, I'm looking at teams that draft well. I'm looking for the Kansas City Chiefs, someone in their personnel department, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know a lot of people say, look at the record of the Minnesota Vikings, but they're good at drafting. They're having one of those seasons. I'm looking at teams that draft well, and that's kind of what you want to do from my perspective. Don Burr says Detroit in the building. Keith says, and I'm going to throw this to Mark, #Lions, who wins the toilet bowl, Lions or Vikings? Woo! We love the toilet bowl over here.
The toilet bowl, eh? Oh, man. Well, if they were to play right now, it'd probably be a high-scoring game, man. Both teams are kind of struggling. I'd probably go with the Vikings in this one, guys. They got Delvin Cook's hurt, but if a healthy Delvin is trouble, they even got a really good backup in that Madison kid. So I don't really see how we'd stop Minnesota's offense. It'd be tough, man. Thielen always eats against us. Jefferson would eat. Cousins would have a day. It'd be I'm taking Minnesota, unfortunately, guys. Sorry, Keith.
Bucket is possible the Lions could make a playoff run if you win the next couple of games. It is. When it comes to those teams, it'd be a tie because they both try to lose it at the very end. We've seen it from both teams. Tie. Folks, we've been on for nearly an hour and 15 minutes, and this is the time where we close the show out. So I'm going to throw last words to Mark Oram. What do you got to say while we close this bad boy out?
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. It was a good Thursday. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks for Micro Mike. Thanks to Dern, man. Thanks for having a good show, man. Let's go. Thanks, man.
Dern, what do you got to say we close this bad boy out?
If we lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, expect Quinn to be fired.
Got him, folks. Before you leave, make sure you smash that like button. It will help the video get out when it's over. So individuals that were not in here it can see. And that's what it's all about, man, is getting the content out there, not just Lions fans, but fans from all the other fan bases. I appreciate everyone that came out. It's extremely humbling. Enjoyed the night off without football tonight. And Saturday, got a lot of good college games. And Sunday, the Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars live watch party. Get ready. It's going to be legit. With that said, folks, I'm going to leave you with this. Adios. Yahoo!